The Legal Development Foundation, ADF, has declared the collective readiness of the 7 Igbo-speaking states in Nigeria for the Reconstitution and renegotiation of Nigeria's federation through a new constitution. The ADF believes that the turmoil within the Nigerian Federation serves as the foundation for the terrorism, banditry, and violence that currently plagues the country. They emphasize that the reconstitution and redevelopment of the Nigerian Federation are now essential to establish a fair federal framework grounded in social justice. They called on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to embark on electoral reforms and reform of the judicial system in Nigeria to avert the growing political anarchy in the land and restore the confidence of Nigerians. Well, still with us right here in the studio is Mr. Lawal Kudayo, who is an educationist, a farmer, and a political analyst. We also have virtually Mr. Paul Otaigbe, who definitely is an international chief correspondent and project director of Trinity TV based in the UK. Now, I'm going to come straight to Mr. Lawal on this one. This situation, what do you make of it? Now, I see you brought the Constitution in black and white to the studio, particularly maybe to take us through some education. Let's know what your position is on this particular situation.
See, like initially I was here with this Constitution, and I gave the genesis of this Constitution.
That was sometime last year.
Yes, that it starts with a decree. It's done with a decree by a military head of state. It's a decree. It doesn't take
represents
into
the
yes. It doesn't go round. It's just to favor some certain. That's why you see in Nigeria the president is absolute power. In fact, it has that absolute power. The moment you become president in Nigeria, you can arrest, even if the judiciary says no, you can go against the judiciary and do what you want to do. Nobody can handle you. So it's something that makes, is to favor some certain people, the elite. So the elite spend all their money, resources to get into power. They totally take over everything. That's why in the Constitution, apart from that decree, you see in the Constitution again, you have a part in that talk about shari'a in the Constitution.
But
you have,
show us.
Sir?
Can
I show you?
Oh yes, go ahead.
Why not? You see here in 260, you are going to see the Sharia Court of Appeal of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Okay.
Now, why do we have, sir?
You want me to read it?
Why not? You see, if you look at the criteria for being a member of the Sharia Court of Appeal, look at the second section, the first section here and second. You can read it if you want. This second and third here. This first and second.
Okay. First and second. That's which one now? Which one?
This no.
This one.
Down.
Yes.
This
and
one,
this.
2.
Okay. This and this. Okay. He either has considerable experience in the practice of Islamic law, or he's a distinguished scholar of Islamic law. But how does that relate to the position of the Igbos now, saying that they are ready for? Because
why don't you have something like the traditional religion being having an appeal court today? Why do you have the normal court and then you have the appeal court? The appeal court is for countries, a country that is a Muslim country.
But this is specifically speaking to the Sharia court.
Yes, no, that's what I'm saying. Why do you have the Sharia court?
Territory, Abuja.
Yes, why do we have the Sharia court?
Okay, you have the opinion that would have actually established a Christian court or a traditional court.
Yeah, do you have all that? Do you have Christian court here that you have to be pursuant in the Christian law before you can? No, this is a secular country. It's a secular country, a country that is not a religious country. And then, so why do you have the Sharia there? If you look at the 15, this note, you see the secular language, and then you see the Arabic under. So why are we not having something like the Igbo, the Yoruba, the other ones being represented here to let you know that this thing, you get it, the Constitution doesn't cover the aspiration of the whole totality of Nigeria. That is why we have this problem. Like I said earlier on, we have the Niger Delta, you get militants. We know what they are agitating for. What are they? They said that the crude oil exploration in their area has destroyed their livelihood. They have no other means. They have taken government to court. They have even gone to international court. They have gone to UK court. Taking government to court, taking the oil explorers, the companies, Shell, whatever, to court. So they have no other means. That's why you see they're taking up arms. Then tell me, why do you have the bandits taking up arms in the north? Have you ever come out in the court and say, okay, openly, we are taking government to court because of so reason. That is why we took the. They are faceless. To let you know that in their own place too, they are complaining about the constitution. That the constitution, you get it, is not favoring them. That's why you see them taking up arms.
So
all this kidnapping and every other thing.
As it stands now, a lot of what binds us together as Nigerians seems to be weak, because a lot of aspects of the country are complaining about about the Constitution, about being together. Let me come to Chris now. Chris, thank you for staying with us. Now, yesterday the story broke of certain individuals propagating a Yoruba nation agenda. They were apprehended. We have the indigenous people of Biafra doing theirs over there. And then we have what now? The Arawa. No, but they are not calling for secessionism. We have. They
are also agitating for something. They are not happy.
They are agitating for something.
Now, Niger Delta too.
We all seem to have, different aspects of the country agitating for equal share of the largesse in the country. Which basically tells us that we are not together. Now, the Ndigbo Association, Igbo Development Foundation, they have come out to say, look, now we want to talk. Do they even are they considered, a force to be reckoned with? Bearing in mind that when the president was campaigning, this current president was campaigning, he really did not pay so much attention to campaigning within the southeast.
Let me tell you something. I would never stop at saying it. When you see all these things outside, look at what is happening within, behind. Who is Ndigbo? Yeah, it's been existing, but suddenly, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. No, it's not you now. It's the engineers here. Just needed them to increase the volume.
Okay. Oh God, I almost lost my thought there. So what I'm saying is, all these things are all dramas. Look, who's Ndigbo? Suddenly he's speaking for the Igbos now. It's all a trick. You've had too much of IPOB. IPOB is a controversial organization now. So maybe the Igbos are now saying, let's present another one to speak our cause. Oh, look, all that thing is balderdash. Nigeria, I will tell you for free, is one united entity. It's a united country. We as people, one-on-one, we are united. That's why you can, in your street, you can feel no fear to buy suya from the malam down the street. That's why sometimes when you want to give your baby a treat, you take her to Calabar kitchen to eat a tika icon. You are Igbo or you are Yoruba. Or that's why sometimes you feel pride in wearing adire if you are from the south. We are united, damn it. This election even showed it to us that we are united. Is this politicians? Oh my God, I hope I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes, is this politicians that are causing it? Look, let me tell you. My brother was saying something about the president having too much power. So heck, who cares? Abacha had too much power that Nigeria was stabilized, man. Those who didn't have too much power, or who had the equal powers they had in democracy, so-called, What did they do with us? Now, from Obasanjo, when we resumed to now, he's been suffering, misery. Not even go out of Nigeria. Look at Putin. Putin has absolute power in Russia. He brought Russia from rags back to riches from the destroyed Soviet Union. And today, he's even gathering back the countries that broke away, thanks to America. Now, Russia is stronger. And Putin is the strong man of Russia. Today, God is using Putin to stand against the evil of the West. And you are seeing that in Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali now. If you didn't know, now you are seeing that. So he has absolute power. Soviet Union is a country of countries. So now Russia is bringing them back. Okay, these are people, diverse ethnic groups coming together, and they are happy. Russians are happy to be Russia. They don't care for America, that like you and I are caring for. I don't even care about America, so I'm not part of that. So what am I saying? All these things, for crying out loud, is on good and bad, right and wrong, rule of law. Britain is operating on written constitution, and they are living their lives. So constitution is not the issue. All these people touting constitution reform. We've done so many constitutional amendment conferences.
Well, people are talking about the Constitution because the first phrase in the Constitution, even is has been an issue of discourse for a long time, saying we, the people of Nigeria, Nigerians will tell you that we did not come together to formulate this Constitution.
No. We have gone past that. What do you want to do? Okay, somebody wrote on behalf of you. Okay, he's a military man. Do you want to go and die? If you can't, what have you done about it? What can you do? So you want to stop your life until you reform the Constitution? No. When you have the right leader, a benevolent leader, he will reform that Constitution within in record time. Constitution is not our problem. Let nobody distract you.
All right. No.
Constitution is not our problem.
All right. Back
it's not
to
a
you.
distraction.
Okay. Back to you now, Mr. Lawal Kunjayo. When Mr. Chris was talking, he made mention of Sani Abacha. Though he was actually a military rule, but it was more like things were more better or more coordinated when he was in power till the democratic time that we're looking at now. Now, my question to you is this. The ADF were of the opinion that we should go back to the 1963 regional government, which our founding fathers actually championed, instead of operating what we have now. Do you think that going back to the 1963 regional government will actually be of a better way for us as Nigeria?
One thing about Abacha is that we're always talking about the pockets of good things that we experienced in the Abacha era. We are not talking about the other bad side of that administration that we know is inhuman. For
Don't
example,
go there.
No, I'm not saying that. No.
Don't go there.
He's sharing his own view.
I'm just saying
let's allow him share his view.
Yes, I'm just saying it. That we always we talk about, some people talk about Abacha as if he has everything was fantastic during his time.
Nobody said everything was fantastic.
No, I'm just saying that so that let us face it that it is not. There are so many bad sides of Abacha that we know that is not right.
Human rights violation.
Very good. You get it?
What are the other bad things you want to talk about?
No, I'm just saying. I don't want to dwell about that too much.
All right then.
Now, before we got independence, there were a series of constitutional referendum before we could get to the one that we use for independence. That was why the moment during that time, say that the country was growing, nobody was agitating for anything. In fact, we love to live together. During that time, we love to live together. When Awolowo, when the West and the East asked for independence, the North said they were not ready, that the West should continue to rule them. The West, Awolowo and Azikiwe, actually told the White that they must give the other people opportunity for them to convince them so that we can all go together because we are one. You can say that the unity of that time is not the unity we have now. So because during that time, there was a lot of referendums for them to have a system that put all of them together. How do you want to be ruled? You want to come together. How do you want to come together? They decided how they want to come together. That's why we have all this Mafasin's constitution, Littorin's constitution, Richard's constitution. During that time, Nigerians were gradually being involved in governance. And the constitution were designed at each point. And that's why they called it referendum, because they were deciding how they want to be ruled, how we want to be together, how we can live together, how can we live together. This is how we, so that's why it became that's why it became a region. You get it? Regionalization, in which everyone was going at their own pace and they assist one another. But now we don't have that. In the constitution here that we have now, all resources, is concentrated at the center. So that, like Niger Delta is complaining, if Niger Delta is controlling its resources and is paying federal government some amount, it will say there will be no agitation in that area.
Well, you do know that, in essence, Southeasterners have largely have said to be excluded from the governance so far. Now, the leaders of the Southeast have come out to say, look, let us align with the center so we can start enjoying the benefits of democracy. All right. And we also have the issue of Nnamdi Kanu and his agitation and the IPOB on one side, with elders in the Southeast saying, look, if you don't have anything to hold this man for, let him go. Maybe this will restore peace to the Southeast. All right? We have that conversation. But for this organization now, the Ndigbo Development Foundation, saying, look, we are ready to, come talk with you and let's see how we can work together. Are you saying, what exactly are you saying in this regard? Are you saying they don't have a right, or they don't have or they should be allowed to continue their agitation? What exactly is your point here?
International law says, you get it, things like this is legal. Is that not it? That's what international law says.
Things like what?
Like agitation. You want agitation, you want to sit. It's normal. But you have to follow a due process. Do a referendum. Do opinion a poll. Do this and that. Do that and this. Now, this IPOB guy, Nnamdi Kanu, did not lift a weapon and is incarcerated. But like what they said, it's part of what they said, the Ndigbo, that people who actually, the bandits in the north, who have killed so many people, you get it, you kidnap people, and when they were caught, you get it, they were given amnesty, they were even returned back, and then they even, absorbed them into the government. You get it? So now, they are now complaining. Okay. See, if you have a constitution, like we are all here, I am from the south, I'm from the west. Somebody is from the east, somebody is from the south. She has lived in the north before. You get it? She grew up in that area. We are all sitting down here. We are all chatting. Before we start the program, we'll chat among ourselves. We ever talk about anything? Because what binds us together here is by agreement.
That's exactly what Chris said. That the Nigerians are one. It's just
no. You don't get what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that what binds us together is an agreement. You didn't force me to come here, did you? Right. What binds us here is an agreement. So I'm happy to be here. But I didn't mean you force me here. I will not be happy. I will make trouble here. That is what is happening. The constitution here, you get it, it's not something that we are...
But Chris is saying the constitution is not our problem.
It's our problem. I am saying it's our problem. Okay. You know why? Because, okay, look at this. Like, he's talking about all this, whatever, the UK and everything. You see that in UK itself, there was a time the Scottish, agitated that they wanted to break away from the UK. Is that not true? Mm-hmm. And they allowed them referendum. They went into their place, they voted, and the people who voted that they want to remain with UK is higher than the people who want to leave, and they remain with UK. We still have others. We have Wales, we have North Ireland, we have all these people. Some broke away, some remain. And everybody is fine. You can come back, they may come back and join again. And say, okay, we want to join. Because there must be something that binds you together. There must be your agreement. You get it? Look at the one I'm using as an example. Okay, look at the Igbos. They are talking about the central. If they have their resource control, nobody will talk about that. Because you will grow your resources, you will develop yourself. But some people will come from the central, take your resources, They don't care what happens to your area. Have you been to where the limestone is being the limestone is taken from Ogun State? Have you been there before? Go and see that area. Do they even buy the cement at a cheaper rate? They buy it more expensive than outside.
Okay.
And then you are telling me that they are happy. Do you think they don't know what is going on? They have go and look at their land. Can you breathe very well in that area? You see the trees. You know, you see dust all over the trees and the house and so many places, as if you know a road that you are doing and then you abandon. You see how that is what is going. Do you think they are happy?
All right, then we're pressed for time. Let's
right.
get Chris.
Okay, Mr. Chris, as you give us your concluding thought, I want to ask you just this. You know, you can actually put everything together, maybe 1 minute or thereabout. You are of the opinion that the Constitution of Nigeria actually is not the issue we're having, but you pointed a finger to the governance or the government being the challenge we're having now. My question to you this morning is this. Now that a particular region, I'm talking about the Southeast and the Igbos, come up with this notion of they are now ready for, don't forget the fact that they've been agitating, even what led to the Aburi Accord and what led to the Civil War, they've been agitating, you know, for so many years now, till today. But now they are of the opinion that, okay, we want the Constitution to be looked into and also they are ready for renegotiation. Do you think this actually will help out if there's a reconstitution, a renegotiation? Do you think Nigeria actually will be more together, kind of?
Let me tell you, there will be no renegotiation. There will be no Igbo country. There will be no Yoruba country. They will continue to do the drama and dance they are doing. That is our story. That is the way it's going to be. But let me even address that. Everybody is agitating because of injustice to their own corner of the country. So that is justified. But is it justifiable? Not really quite, because it's all because everybody is Igbos, those who are stealing us blind and sabotaging the country, they are also Igbos now. Top Igbo people. You were saying about regionalism. Of course, regionalism is the best, but under these criminals, regionalism will go to the dogs as usual. Look, how you will know that regionalism will work, if how you will know how it will fare. Look at what is happening today. In this so-called decrepit economy, look at OT in Abia, excelling. What is he doing right? Is he operating Abia from the United States, or is he operating Abia in Russia? Abia is in Southeast here now. There are his colleagues, the 4 other guys. What are they doing? Is it not the same Igbo people? So imagine if they were to become a region. You are now seeing what will happen. One person will be trying to work, maybe others will be sabotaging him, and there will be war in the region. See, that's not our problem. Our problem is neither ethnic nor religious, but social. You must know that and have peace. Number 2, sorry, let me go back to Abacha. Sorry, just give me a bit of a time for you. Abacha, yes, you are getting propaganda against Abacha from America because Abacha remains the only president who was under sanction. And of course, the only crime you will commit under Abacha at the time was if you were hustling his position. If you want to remove him from presidency, you are in trouble. You will face you square head on. And of course, for the first time, Nigerians were coming out to say, we want to overthrow this guy. Who will not defend himself? What are you talking about? I am not, I like Abacha, but I'm not his extremist. I'm just being rational. Check him out and check now out. Today out. 5 years, Abacha stabilized exchange rates. 5 years, he stabilized fuel price. 5 years, he stabilized the country. There was security all over the place. If there was insecurity somewhere, it was fueled by his boys.
But
we all knew that.
You're not talking about the fact that he made Nigeria minting a printed mint to make money for him that he starched away privately.
Okay, my brother, let me quickly just address that and go and finish my thoughts on the regional, the constitutional thing. Okay. See, okay, let's even assume he stole Nigeria blind. But Nigeria of its time is far, far better than today. As Nigerians, would you like a government under which you buy fuel at 11 naira or 12 naira per liter today, or the ones we have today with democracy, democratically so-called,
the indices are different. The indices are
Nigerians will
different.
immediately tell you, take me back to 1995 or 1994.
Well, probably, but you know the
You know,
indices are
yeah,
different.
not probably. They don't care.
Let's
Nigerians
also
don't
bear
care.
in
Anyway,
mind.
so sorry, back
Let's-
to the constitutional issue so that I can round up.
Let's also okay. Go ahead.
As
Go
far
ahead.
as far as I'm concerned, look, is when I say constitution doesn't matter, I'm not saying that throw the constitution away. Nigerian constitution, we all know that is flawed. So for you to reform it, you need a strong leader, a dedicated leader to work on it, to get people to work with it. I mean, work on it and reform it, do whatever it is you want. If, for instance, I look, allow me to use, I love Putin a lot. I'm a fan of Putin. If Putin, what am I talking about? Forget Putin. Go to Burkina Faso, Traore. He just took over that country how many years ago? Today,
right.
he's
Okay.
a star.
All right.
Are you telling me that they don't have constitution?
All right.
So
we have
anyway,
to end this conversation now. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
We are out of
much.
time. We are out of time. But we thank you very much
you.
for coming on the program.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chris Paul Otaigbe, International Chief Correspondent and Project Director, Affinity Television in the United Kingdom. And big thanks to you also. You want to have concluding thoughts?
Yes, if you allow me.
A minute, please. A minute. Go ahead.
Okay. Now, what I am suggesting is that let's do opinion poll.
Okay, opinion poll.
Yes.
Actual opinion poll.
Yes,
not a doctor opinion.
across the country and see what the people are saying.
Okay.
You get it? Let us have a referendum.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much, Lawale Kundayo, an educationist, a public affairs commentator, a farmer, and yes, thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you.
We'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll delve into business, sports, and entertainment.